Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Mid South Wrestling Review Series for October the 6th, 1984. Wish it was 2004 and they were still Mid South Wrestling. Anyway, uh, as we move forward, Midnight Express, Master G, and Brickhouse Brown is here. Obviously, Hercules still the bodyguard for a very, I guess, animated Jim Cornette. And, Hercules continues to be a good guy. Still, the whole mask thing with Cornette is goofy. I might even tweet and ask him about that because I don't, even watching the program, I don't really get it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, um, we kind of see um, Brown and Master G make their way out. Master G certainly has fallen off if he's in tag team matches already. Kind of shoves off Eaton, kind of gets shoved off a little bit, and power by the team of Brown and G. It sounds like a law firm, Brown and G law firm. Anyway, um, kind of the go behind basic stuff there. Uh, Holds on to the arm and is pretty consistent about it. Irish whip by uh, uh, Bobby Eaton and a drop kick under the chin by Brown. Brown is not willing to take a backward step very often, and then we see Master G and Brown both being able to clear the ring with a series of backdrops, hip tosses, and the like. Meanwhile, uh, Bobby Eaton is less than happy with his situation. Side suplex by Dennis Condrey. Condrey with a body slam in the middle. Tag off to Eaton. Eaton manages to hit as much as he can. Some hard shots by Brown, and Brown comes around, and actually Master G is hitting the majority of the shots. He hits a series of drop kicks. G coming in and rolling up Bobby Eaton momentarily. Brown with the toss off the top rope. Cornette up and causing some ruckus, but the Midnight Express walk away your victors, Buddy Landel and John Mantell. Here, again, a drop for Landel into a match with Mantell. Mantell really, in the Mid South area anyway, never really has major story behind him. Not a bad hand or anything, but at the same time, forearms and basic stuff from Landel. Landel hits a backbreaker, and then they kind of battle. Mantell gets the backslide and almost gets a victory out of it. Drop toe hold into the float over. Mantell pretty adroit on the mat and uses his mat skills to the best of his ability in a quick fashion. Uh, you see several knee drops into the wrist, the exposed wrist of Landel. Landel, not a happy person by any stretch of the imagination with this. His arm is tied up pretty severely, and a big body slam by Landel. Landel manages to drop the elbow, but miss off of that, and an Irish whip. Mantell goes into the corner and ultimately gets snapped over for his trouble. Um, and we kind of do see a bit of continuation of a slower paced match. Buddy Landel comes up pretty aggressively with it. Referee gets knocked down in the process of all of this. Actually, what's awkward is that Mantell actually runs over the referee. Referee comes back to and makes the count for Landel to get the victory. Adrian Street and Terry Taylor for the television championship. Can't imagine that most people would have thought that Street would have been contending for a championship, and the television championship has been, I don't know that I'd say underplayed, but certainly a more backseat thing. The bedazzled studded Adrian Street makes his way out with Miss Linda. He is looking interesting, to say the very least, and he manages to be very happy with his accomplishments, wearing chains and such around his neck. Terry Taylor wearing the medal of the television championship, among other things, and some takeovers there. Obviously, Taylor not necessarily wanting to tangle too much with Street, at least in babyface form. Manages, though, to hook him into an arm wringer, arm bar, and basic stuff. I will say that Street has a unique gimmick and is prancing around, much to the dismay of the fans at ringside. Taylor manages to get a backbreaker and a one count, rolls through. Taylor, they go back and forth several times. Street manages to try to get a bit of an advantage. Fakes as though he has something in his hand, whether he does or not, I don't think the camera catches. Anyway, kick under the chin by Street, and he goes for the armbar. Stays on Taylor pretty aggressively, assertively for a while. Taylor tries to fire back, doesn't get what he wants. Taylor actually looks like he gets kissed in the middle of the match. At least that's the inference here. Anyway, backbreaker by Taylor, who manages to keep things going in his direction. However, Street tries to mentally play the game, and he loses the television championship in the process. And Adrian Street's your new champion here. Jason Walker, superstar Bill Dundee, is up next. Walker has not really done virtually much of anything. And ultimately, he's kind of an enhancement guy. Dundee, new to the area, obviously with booking power, going to put himself on TV at least a little bit, and that's going to continue for a while. Although Walker is nothing to really sneeze at, he's only a little bit bigger than Dundee by a couple of inches, maybe 3 or 4 inches. But anyway, shoots the half, does Dundee. He does have, for his size, a good wrestling acumen, double leg takedown, and Dundee tries to sit out with it, tries to do everything he possibly can, tries to get a standing figure four, doesn't get everything he wants on it. Kick under the chin by the adversary, and we go with it. Dundee manages to hit a shot under the chin and a sleeper hold. The sleeper hold leads to the victory. Ernie Ladd joins commentary, where he's going to talk about the upcoming match he wants to have with the North American champion once again, Magnum TA. And TA obviously not going to back down from anyone. Steve Bryson, not exactly a big challenge, but the idea of wrestling Ernie Ladd could be. Takedown by TA, and he manages to stay on. Bryson tries to tie him up to the best of his ability. Gets some ride time, does TA. TA has been probably the number 2 or number 3 babyface since coming into the company, and that continues here. I'm assuming he leaves at the end of '84 to go to the Crockett territory. He's got to leave pretty soon, but belly to belly suplex and gets him a victory here. Hercules and Dr. Death versus the Fantastics. The final match of that bunch of things. Hercules and Dr. Death still a formidable team. Dr. Death still doing kind of his tough man challenge thing, including the football helmet and other things, and kind of the Fantastics, who are happy with, I guess, their progress, although this main event program might not be long lasting. At least gives them some credibility in the area, although I'm surprised that they're still there. If the Rock and Rolls are coming back long term, maybe the Rock and Rolls are just coming in for like a Superdome show or something, not really sure on that. Anyway, Dr. Death with the slam off the top rope catches his man under the chin. Then we see Fulton hits a second rope on the inside, a kind of elbow drop drive, that sort of thing. Hercules comes in, hits, tries to get an advantage, misses a couple clotheslines and a crossbody by Fulton. Fulton does not stay on, tags off to Rogers instead. Rogers goes into control mode for a moment or two, doesn't stay there very long. Hercules takes back over and a swinging neckbreaker by Hercules, who is showing his dominance and power throughout. Tag off to Dr. Death Steve Williams, who almost loses his opponent into the lights or something because it looks like he almost drops him, but turns it into a stun gun type maneuver across the top rope there. Hercules tries to fight back, does a little bit, doesn't probably as aggressively as he wants to, does cut him off with a clothesline. Meanwhile, a hot tag to Fulton is there, double backdrop by the baby faces, and they are at least on the same page again. They are whipped into the head, or Fulton is whipped into the head of Dr. Death, who is wearing the football helmet, thus leading to a loss for the Fantastics and a win for Doc and Hercules. And we will come back right after this.